All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at an incredibly powerful, emotional story about a mother bird named Bella. It's a gorgeous allegory that really digs into what happens when a mother's ultimate sacrifice for her daughter's wedding is just completely tested by an unforgiving storm. We're going to explore family, resilience, and what absolutely matters most when the skies get dark. Now, as we go through this, I really want you to keep this central question in the back of your mind. What actually happens when our greatest sacrifices are just washed away? Seriously, think about it. How do we react when a meticulously planned day, something you've literally poured your blood, sweat, and tears into, suddenly turns into a total disaster?
So let's set the stage with Act 1, the setup and sacrifice.
We begin our story tucked away in this tiny, picturesque village, just hidden between these rolling green hills. And here we meet Bella. Now, she spent months preparing for literally the most important day of her life, her daughter Rosie's wedding. And the thing you gotta understand about Bella is that she wasn't rich. There were absolutely no golden nests or endless fields of food to her name. Her true treasure, her whole world, was Rosie. She just wanted to give her daughter the perfect day, despite having so little. Every single flower, every tiny lantern hung up in those branches, it was all placed with just absolute unconditional love. But here's where we see the true gravity of what she did. To afford all those gorgeous decorations, Bella secretly sold her late husband's necklace. Yeah, it was her only remaining heirloom, literally her last physical memory of him. And when the local shopkeeper pointed out just how massive of a sacrifice that was, Bella just looked at him and said, "My daughter's smile is more important." I mean, wow. That right there tells you everything you need to know about her maternal devotion, doesn't it?
But life has a funny way of testing us, which brings us to Act 2, the storm and destruction.
So the big morning arrives, and at first everything is flawless. Rosie looks absolutely stunning in this dress made of soft flower petals. But then it all goes south, and fast. First, the wind starts picking out, right? Just scattering leaves everywhere. Then these incredibly dark, ominous clouds completely blanket the sky. You hear a loud crack of thunder, and then boom, heavy, violent rain just crashes down. In literally a matter of minutes, this beautiful wedding that Bella spent months agonizing over is just ripped apart. Delicate lights explode, tables flip over, and that beautiful wedding cake, it completely collapses straight into the mud.
And amidst all this utter chaos, what does Bella do? She doesn't run for cover. No way. Instead, she spreads her freezing, soaking wet feathers right over Rosie to physically shield her from the storm. When Rosie practically begs her mom to stop so she doesn't catch a cold, Bella hits us with this heartbreaking line, "As long as you're safe, I'm okay." It perfectly captures that raw, unconditional instinct a mother has to protect her child, even while trembling in the freezing rain.
Now, the reaction of the crowd here is super telling. It's a really harsh contrast. On one hand, you have this mass exodus of fair weather guests, you know the type, complaining about the ruined clothes, whispering that the wedding is cursed, and just bailing to find shelter. It totally breaks Rosie's heart. She's even ready to cancel the whole thing. But on the other hand, you see what true, enduring love looks like. Rosie's fiancé, Oliver, he doesn't run. He holds her hands right through the panic and tells her, "No storm can destroy our love."
Which leads us perfectly into Act 3, community and rebuilding. Okay, so right when all hope seems totally lost, when it feels like Bella's massive sacrifice was for absolutely nothing, the story pivots. Through the pouring rain, this loud voice echoes out. It's Max the parrot, and he shows up carrying ropes and lanterns, yelling out, "Family never leaves during storms." And get this, he isn't alone. Right behind him are dozens of birds from the neighboring villages. It's like a giant puzzle coming together. Look at this incredible display of teamwork. Squirrels are scrambling to relight the lanterns. Rabbits are frantically whipping up brand new desserts to replace that ruined cake. You've got birds flying in with dry wood, fresh cloth, and new flowers, and Oliver is right down there in the thick of it, ankle deep in the mud, helping to rebuild the stage. It's just this awe-inspiring collective effort in the freezing rain to save Rosie's magical day. But, even with all this amazing support, the sheer emotional weight of everything finally catches up to Bella. She quietly slips away from the crowd, hides behind a tree, and just completely breaks down crying. She's so overwhelmed by the immense pressure of carrying this wedding on her shoulders all those months. Through her sobs, she confesses that she just wanted to give Rosie a flawless day, and in her mind, she totally failed. But Max, being the wise friend he is, follows her. He points out toward the clearing, and there's Rosie. She is absolutely drenched, completely soaked to the bone, but she's laughing.
She's laughing with her friends as they all rebuild together in the mud, and Max drops this profound piece of wisdom. Perfect weddings aren't made from decorations, they're made from love. That right there is the turning point. You can practically feel Bella's tears of heartbreak transforming into tears of pure relief. And that brings us to our breathtaking conclusion, the true meaning of family. Eventually, the rain slows down, the storm actually passes, and the clouds part just enough to let the moonlight shine over the village, and the ceremony finally begins. It doesn't kick off in bright, perfect sunshine, but in incredible, undeniable strength. The wet lanterns are giving off this gorgeous, soft glow, and the flowers are literally sparkling with raindrops. Honestly, it looks way more magical than the original plan. Rosie hugs her mom tight and says, "You gave me the greatest wedding ever." And Bella, who finally gets it, smiles back and says, "No, my child, love did."
So what's the big takeaway from Bella's journey? It's simple. Real family shows up when life gets hard. Look, life is always going to throw storms at us, right? Some might ruin our perfectly laid plans, and others might really test our dreams. But the true measure of a life isn't found in material perfection or making sure everything goes off without a single hitch. It's found in the people who stand in the mud with you, helping you rebuild when the whole shebang falls apart.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to chew on. Think about your own life for a second. Think about your community and the real-world struggles you face every day. When your meticulously planned moments are washed away, who will stand with you when the storms come? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep that question with you, and never forget the enduring power of your community.